Hello viewers, you are welcome to your favorite YouTube channel, the Premier Sport Fan Center. Today is one of the D-days in the Champions League, I beg your pardon. The new format, the 36 team format. So this is the first semi-final of that new format. History in the making right there in the UEFA Champions League. Arsenal is at home today to PSG. This game will be played at the Emirates Stadium right there. I think around 60,000 capacity right there. Yeah, so today it promises to be exciting, mind-blowing. Tempers are flaring, the pressure is on, everyone is at the edge of their seat. Football has its way of giving us a surprise at some point in time. Either pleasant or pleasant. Surprise is a surprise at the end of the day. But my name is Afola Adeyemi. I'll be your host for today. And it's a day whereby Arsenal is hoping that the god of soccer will be on their side, because this is one competition that they are yet to win since they started existing right there years ago. I think in the 1880s right there, and a lot of banters has gone to the Arsenal faithfuls. Even PSG today has not won the competition before. So in the final of this 36 team format, there will actually be one team in the final that has not won the competition before. I'm not alone in the studio. I have with me, an Arsenal fan, an Arsenal faithful. Paulo, hi, you're welcome to the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me. So excited to be here again, once again, the semi-final first leg. It's not going to be easy, given the fact that we are missing some key personnel, but I believe we've got all it takes, to defeat this Paris Saint-Germain. We've done it before against them, and I believe we can do it again, and I hope the home crowd, will cheer us to victory tonight.
Yeah, there's nothing bad about believing. Yes, sir. Your faith can actually turn to reality, but the pressure will soon begin to mount in this Champions League fixture. So it's the semi-final of this one, and it promises to be exciting. Yes, mind-blowing. You can see the captains exchanging their flags right there. The oneness, the unity of football must continue no matter what the case may be right there. So then we can see the formation 4-3-3 formation from PSG. We have Nuno Mendes, Pacho, Marquinhos, Hakimi at the back, Fabian, Vitinha and Joao Neves in the midfield, and Kvaratskhelia, Ousmane Dembele and Doué up front right there. We've seen this formation wreak havoc even on teams like Liverpool and so on. Now today, it's Arsenal on the menu, and let's start with the threat PSG possess. What do you think Arsenal should expect from PSG?
Well, we know PSG, they are a very good team, attacking wise. You could see the front three: Kvaratskhelia, Desiré Doué, and Ousmane Dembele. I think, both front three has been the key sources for them still being this competition as at this stage. And Arsenal needs to expect a baptism of fire from those front three. They are quick, they are tricky, they had goals also, but I believe Arsenal have the full backs, the defense line, to curtail this attacking threat. We've done it before. I don't want to believe that these attacking threat are more dangerous than the ones we've recently knocked out.
Well, there was no Kvaratskhelia. Kvaratskhelia is one.
It doesn't matter. They are not more dangerous than the
Real
Madrid attacking.
They are more dangerous
than Real Madrid attacking.
Yeah, look at the goals. No, if you count the goals in between them,
it's not about counting the goals. This front three, who would they bench? We went at Real Madrid, the Real Madrid front three.
No, Rodrigo will sit on the bench.
So only Rodrigo. But you guys don't. He said Rodrigo.
But you have to think about current form too.
That is what I'm saying. Current form or no current form. With their current form, if you still take them to Real Madrid, Vinicius Junior and what's his name now? We definitely start. I don't believe they will even bench Rodrigo at the right hand side. So I believe Arsenal know what to do. We just have to be very, very careful with them. I'm not taking
but what do
anything away
you
from them.
think Arsenal will be without the Thomas Partey,
Yeah,
the Marshall?
well, it's a very big loss for Arsenal, and I hope big miss rather for Arsenal, and I hope Mikel Arteta have a plan for it in this game.
Yeah, oh, you can hear him right there. He says he hopes Mikel Arteta have a plan B right there. Well, proceedings have started in that fixture. Yes, it's Arsenal on the attack right now. And to see that it looks like, yeah, Arsenal can take it, PSG can take it. It's an open fixture actually.
Looking at both teams, the game can go either way, but if he wants to look at the record, you give it to Arsenal because in the history of Champions League, I think this should be the fourth meeting now. PSG have never, defeated Arsenal 90 minutes on the, when it comes to Champions League. So I just hope, it continues for us, and it's not about 3 points. I mean, saying to away go or not. Now it's about getting the victory in this first leg, then going away to do the finishing. But
we know that victory is different from victory. It has to be a convincing one. We saw Liverpool were ousted by them with that slim lead.
Yeah, that's Liverpool. But if you look at Arsenal, we've played in the round of round of 16 and the quarter final. We are yet to lose. You can, and one thing I've seen with Arsenal is that it's like in the Champions League, when they go to away, they look a bit stronger than even when they play at home. Apart from when they Inter Milan, defeated Arsenal, and that was the only defeat so far. But what we just need for today's game is get the victory first. Then the second leg, probably we might be having some of our players that are absent, for that game.
Yeah, so it's a free kick to PSG right there. Ashraf Hakimi was brought down right there. That was a silly pass
from
Raya,
Merino. Is it Merino there or Raya?
No, that's not. It's the midfielder that didn't set the right pass right there. Raya gave him a good ball, but he couldn't.
That should be, I think, the Polish defender. They're trying to pass to Kiwo, trying to pass to.
Arsenal started with a 4-3-3 formation. David Raya in goal. Timbers, Saliba, Kiwo, Lewis defenders, and Merino, Rice, and Odegaard in the middle, leaving Martinelli, Trossard, and Bukayo Saka up front. Now, this is the Arsenal setup. Do you think Arteta's got it spot on?
Well, yeah, yes, because this is the available. Looking at the bench also, you see that these are the best players we've got at the moment. The only difference for today's lineup compared to Real Madrid lineup is Partey not playing, then Trossard coming in to play as the first nine. Why Mikel Merino drops to his usual position.
So the Billy will run through the middle right there, and we call our fans Kvaratskhelia down the left. What can you do with the ball? Kvaratskhelia approaching the box, and he pass the ball and shoots, and it's a goal! Oh my goodness! 4th minute of that encounter, PSG has got taken the lead in this one. Wow. That was a well worked. I told you about Kvaratskhelia. Well, look at that pass.
Well, it's not that he actually beat the player. On a normal, the all players can easily drop the pass, and the goal came from what's his name now, Ousmane Dembele, who took it. But PSG have not given us any time to settle down in this game, and it's one goal down for us now. So let's see how we are going to respond in this game.
Yeah, so let's see how they will respond in this one. Look at how Kvaratskhelia took him on. I think Timbers brought him into the box.
Yeah,
they could have approached him outside the box.
Yeah, not that he actually maybe dribbled it, but they were. Timber didn't actually close him down on time, and he was allowed to pass that ball. And you could see, aside from that, I think Dembele was really free because nobody was marking him, so he had to hit the ball one time. And I think he took a deflection there also, if I'm correct. And Raya was not able to save that one. So advantage PSG. So let's see how we're going to respond now.
So Arsenal will start the game right there. As early as the fourth minute of this encounter, Arsenal is already one goal down. Now, free kick to Arsenal in this one at the fifth minute of this one. And yes, Skelly was brought down right there, rightfully called by the referee. And in from PSG lost at the weekend. And now they are like a house on fire the way they started this game.
Well, they've started, brilliantly. It's still the early stages of the match. They themselves, they have a plan. We've talked about how good they've also been throughout the knockout stage. They've not been 100% better. Why I say so is because they've been winning one, lose one. So, but so far they've started the brightest among the two teams so far in this game.
Yeah, so far in that encounter, PSG leading 1-0. Ousmane Dembele, the difference in this encounter so far right there. You can see Luis Enrique right there standing close to the touchline. He said something, and Arsenal with the ball right now and wins a throw-in. He said something. He said he might not totally agree with the fact that they say Premier League is the best league in the world.
Well, that is his own opinion, but everybody agree. But or is he not agreeing that the French league is the best? So if you are not agreeing that the Premier League, that means the one you are playing, is it the best or what? So you should tell us about the French league. Is the French league the best league in the world? It's not about him agreeing. It's about what we've been seeing. If he wants to, bring the debate, there's not even debate about it. They should be debating the French league and probably the Portuguese league, or even because there was a time we were having conversation about the French league and the Saudi league, based on what I think C. Ronaldo actually said.
Ronaldo said, yeah. But he might not say the French thing. Maybe he has other ideas right there. So, free kick to PSG. 7th minute of that encounter. We spoke about Partey.
Yeah.
Partey. I think if Partey was here, do you think that goal would have gone in?
Well, I think so, because it's still the same. It's about mistake, because we didn't actually lose the, maybe lose possession suddenly. You understand? Because if you look at it, if Partey was still there, though you might decide to look at, there's nobody marking Dembele. We might not consider that goal truly, because when you look at it, it came from the midfield, to hit that ball one time, because there was nobody marking him, and you could see Dembele. I think I like what he did there. He saw the space and there was nobody marking him. So why should I take two, touch again? Just hit it one time, and I think with the help of a deflection there, everything went right for him there.
Yeah. So it is PSG attacking down the right, the way beats his marker and returns it back to his teammate right there. PSG dominating play right there. Dembele with the ball, the goal scorer, and a little cheap for Doué, but Saliba had to block that run of that young man. Arsenal back in possession. Saliba finds David Raya. Straight Declan Rice finds Saliba. Returns it back to David Raya. David Raya finds Declan Rice. Declan Rice with the ball. And build-up play from Arsenal. PSG has not really allowed them to settle down in this game.
Yeah.
Though they are playing at home, but they are here to settle down. So Arsenal build it up from the left-hand side. Martinelli with the ball. He would like to cut in. Players doubling up on it, and the cross into the box. Deflected off for a corner kick. And corner kick FC has a corner kick in this one. 9th minute of that encounter. Yeah, will Arsenal come back into this one from this set piece. Now, Paulo, now how do you feel right now? Arsenal 1-0 down.
Well, it's still the early stages. 1-0 down, not too bad. It depends on probably between the 60th, 70th minute what the scoreline is. But so far, I'm still confident that we can still come back from this setback. And I think since the group stage, this should be the first match. I think Arsenal will be going down. So let's see how we are going to react to
Yeah. So 10th minute of that encounter, corner kick taken and headed down, but no one to pounce on that one. And PSG tries to run with the ball.
Wow.
And that will be the first yellow card of the game. And the first yellow card will be going to Leandro Trossard. And I think deservedly. He pushed him right.
Well, he actually pushed him, but some, referee might not, look at that.
No,
because
that's a push.
I
That's
don't.
a yellow
There was
card.
no. What?
Because he was running towards goal, so I think
Leandro
the
Trossard
referee
is
caught
not the
it-
quickest of
got it
player,
Yeah,
and
he's
I
not
think
the
he
fastest.
actually did the right thing because I know
He
if
had
it were to
leave
be
him on goal.
if it were to be player like Martinelli or probably Lewis Kelly, I don't think they will even be, because he was in position to even cut up the ball, but the pace of Hakimi was much for him.
Yeah, so PSG leading already 1-0 in this fixture. And PSG with the ball finds Dembele and he releases Doué down the right and he will try to cut in and he will shoot. But David Raya picks that one up at the 11th minute of that encounter. And yes, it's still 1-0 to PSG. And no, it's not PSG that is at home at this time. It is Arsenal Football Club. Wow. It is time to see if Arsenal will actually deserve to win this Champions League. And Saliba, with his excesses, lost the ball in a dangerous area again. And PSG will try to attack from there. And yes, it's PSG with the ball. Doué returns it back straight to his teammate at the heart of the defense. And look at PSG dominating Arsenal, even at Arsenal backyard.
Well, one thing PSG have done in this game is not allowing Arsenal to get hold of the ball. They've unsettled Arsenal. They've not allowed Arsenal to grow into it. At the moment, they are the one on top in terms of both the scoreline and how they've been pressing Arsenal. And you could see that Arsenal trying to play out from the back, but it hasn't really
worked out.
Yeah.
So it has not really worked out for Arsenal so far. Kvaratskhelia down the left, and yes, Timber brought him down right there. One hell of a player. When you have a team like PSG, add this kind of player, I think it's going to be difficult to stop them in the years to come.
Well, that is if they continue with the momentum they've been playing, of late, they really find their rhythm and form.
The rhythm they found.
Yeah.
They struggled in the group stage, and they brought in Kvaratskhelia in January, and since then, my goodness, you saw the form, the way they went at winning the league, defeating anybody defeatable in their league. Kvaratskhelia running down the left, still with the ball. What can he do? Can he do the needful? And he will try to cross, but it was blocked off for a corner kick to PSG. Corner kick to PSG at the 13th, approaching the 14th minute.
And one thing we should also notice about talked about this PSG, how they've been very lucky. I think in Europe top 5 league, they've been one of the only team. I mean in the Champions League, they have been consistent with their 11, because since
injuries,
they don't. Looking at them even today, I don't think they even have any injury record. So and when you continue to have 11 players,
but you know that they've had their own fair share of injuries too, especially with their number 9s that has pushed the coach to go with a false 9.
No, I don't think they have injuries. Just that those players were not. Apart from,
I said at some point this season.
Well, maybe the beginning of the season, but even that, because we see they've been having Goncalo Ramos and is it Kyan Lee now, who I don't even know if he's a striker or a winger. But they've been having that. But they see, even they had then they even had what's his name, Kolomwani. It was January, they had to. I think they loaned him or sold him to then bringing on Kvaratskhelia. Then decide to be playing. Since the manager look at it, we have a lot of wingers. They still have Bradley Barcola. And look at it. Instead of me bringing in another number 9, why don't me try and play what's his name? A false 9 using Ousmane Dembele. So and since then they've been having a good run of fun. And even when they played Arsenal in the first leg, it's not because they had injury. It's because Ousmane Dembele didn't play that game because he had issue with the manager. So he was withdrawn, not that he was injured. So we could have seen him that day. Apart from Kvaratskhelia, they haven't signed. I think virtually almost maybe with Fabian Ruiz that didn't actually play that game, if I can remember. I think he wasn't there also. Every other player here played.
So Kvaratskhelia didn't play.
I said apart from Fabian Ruiz
Okay.
and Kvaratskhelia,
Yeah,
Fabian
so-
Ruiz, I'm even trying to see maybe he came on in the second half of that game.
And a long ball into the box, but there was too much weight on that one, and it will be a goal kick to PSG.
No,
Look at that.
Look
goal
at it.
again.
Nobody was marking Dembele. He's very
Nobody.
free, and he got the pass there. And was that
Nobody
deflection there?
was on him right there. That was a terrible.
Yeah.
And I think that blame should go to Declan
He
Rice.
didn't actually hit anybody, but
Because Declan Rice should have stayed in that position.
yeah, that's
where
when the
Thomas Partey
question.
will
Yeah,
stand.
and so it was a error from the Arsenal players not marking doing their job. It's not necessarily Kvaratskhelia beating what's his name now, Timber. It's nobody doing the marking, looking back that this guy is free.
Yeah, so PSG back in possession of the ball right there and try to build up from defense to attack. Now it's on goal for PSG, and Ousmane Dembele finds Fabian straight to Kvaratskhelia, who will attack down the right. I think Timbers will have a day full. And Kvaratskhelia went to the ground, but the referee says play on.
Well,
And
VAR, we
VAR will
have
be
to check
checking
about
that
it, so
one.
we have to also see it. And then you could see PSG. We've seen what they want to do with playing using what's his name now, Kvaratskhelia, using his wing, and so far they've been enjoying that because Arsenal haven't gotten their rhythm. And you look at so many Arsenal players, they've not come to the party. I don't know, it's because maybe the team have not really settled down. Yeah, because right from the first minute you could see that Arsenal have been chasing the game.
Yeah, so funny Arsenal playing at home and still chasing the game. I wonder what will happen when they go away at Parc des Princes. And that's a foul on Kvaratskhelia by Julian Timbers. Oh, I think that should be a yellow card.
Right, the referee trying to
He's talking to Timbers
yeah.
to actually calm down.
I don't think that should be a penalty.
That's too soft. But there was a touch there, but that was.
I know he was talking about he didn't pull him. The hand was.
He blocked. That was a smart defender.
But,
yeah, look at he put it and he removed it on time. If he had held it more, it would have been a penalty. So
and the referee was even standing there saying it, but I don't know. VAR didn't. I didn't.
No,
think
I think
they've
that-
checked, but
that touch, even if I'm the referee, I won't give it. That would
Yes,
be a
sir.
soft penalty. No, that's not a penalty because it was smart defending. That's what I'm trying to say. By I think Julian Timbers
Yeah.
or
I think it's Timber also.
Yeah, so David Raya sends this one long forward, and PSG wins back possession again. Now it looks like PSG aren't playing at all, dominating at like some pigeon guys will say at Arsenal's backyard at this point in time. So it's still 1-0 to PSG at this point in time. So the goal was scored by the
Ousmane Dembele.
French international right there, Ousmane Dembele on that one. Wow. Surprisingly, PSG are leading at Arsenal. Well, it's still 1-0 at this point in time. Well, will luck shine on Arsenal on this one? Maybe or maybe not. We don't know. Only time will tell. So, 20th minute of this encounter is still 1-0. Donnarumma with the ball. And they will find his teammate Pacho at the heart of the defense, who will set it up for Nuno Mendes. And Nuno Mendes, we saw his exploit against Mohamed Salah. He actually kept him quiet and did a good job on it.
Well, he did a good job then. I think there's a battle going on between what's his name now?
Timbers
Timber and Kvaratskhelia. Well, he actually won the ball, but I don't know why the referee had to call it.
But that's a foul.
Well, He took the ball away from him. I don't
That's a
think.
foul.
Well, the referee says it's a
That's
foul, but
That's a
you know,
foul. But not a card situation, but it's a foul. It's a foul. The referee is just trying to calm the tempo of the game because he has to be in charge. He really has to be in charge. And the camera is on Gabriel. Arsenal will really miss this one hell of a defender this season. He has been massive for Arsenal. And there are reports that he's been stalling on his new contract.
Well, I don't think. Yeah, still, I think he still have about 2 years left with, Arsenal. And,
We all know 2 years.
yeah,
is
it's
no-
yeah,
it's
but
not-
there's also a report. Not only him, there are a lot of Arsenal players, almost 10 players, having less than 2 years on their contract. But report coming out that they've agreed. Bukayo Saka have actually
new
agreed,
deal.
but they've not officially announced it. Also from Gabriel Martinelli, because both of them, I think they are 2027. So let's see.
But Gabriel has not agreed yet.
Yeah, we've not
let's
heard
see how
much
far
from
it will
him.
go. So it's Arsenal with Bukayo Saka. Oh, it tries to be tricky. Finds her and a cross into the box. Oh,
Offside.
that's a foul.
Is it foul or offside there?
That's a foul. That's a foul.
I think this is the best we've seen with Arsenal so far in this early stage, combining there. And PSG have really make sure that they didn't give Arsenal that, because, even before the match, the pre-match, the manager, talking about the Paris Saint-Germain manager, talking about, where's the foul? Against who?
In the box, before the ball went to the header challenge. That's what I'm trying to say. I think if the replay cut off that point, you can see the referee pointing into the heart of the defense, not like pointing to the edge where the camera showed just now. Maybe the cameraman didn't really grab that to pick up a replay from. So Pacho right there with the ball, and he set it forward for Ousmane Dembele, who drops deep and returns it back to Nuno Mendes, and set the pass straight, but Arsenal wins that one back.
Man down later now, the players were really exhausted.
Tired,
And but they go
Yeah.
again.
Yeah, they go again at this one. Will it be today? Will today be their day? Arsenal Football Club. Odegaard trying to beat his marker, but returns it back to Donnarumma, who will send this one forward right there. Possession in contention right there. And straight to who? I think Fabian Ruiz. Oh, Neves with the ball. And a long pass forward for Ousmane Dembele. And still with the ball, Ousmane Dembele on this one. Can he do something? Pass into the box, and they will try to shoot. And David Raya saved that one. And that's a shot to the bar and cleared. Oh, that's an offside. Because I was looking at it. Look at that save from David Raya.
Yeah, we need all our players to be informed in this game. Looking at that ball, and Dembele was able to find, I think, Kvaratskhelia there. Who took one. Then David Raya was there to make that save. That could have been,
That was a strong gun from David Raya.
Yeah.
Look at how he had
that
to
was
go
Dwayne
down
there.
fast to save that one. Oh my goodness. So the game is heating up. The pressure is on. A long ball forward by David Raya. Header up by Bukayo Saka. Now straight to Arsenal with the ball again. Saliba plays in Timbers, and Saliba with the ball guides it out for a throw-in right there. So throw-in to Arsenal Football Club right there. 32nd minute of that encounter. It's the PSG 1, Arsenal 0. And yes, it seems Arsenal is beginning to grow into the encounter.
Yeah, you could see in the last, couple of minutes, Arsenal have gradually, settling into it, because PSG, looking at from the beginning, PSG have not really given Arsenal the opportunity to, settle down.
Back and still keeps possession, but the referee says that is a foul on Bukayo Saka.
Yeah, I
right
think
there.
I like what Bukayo Saka do. Is he came back to help out Uren Timber there. You
Timbers,
could
yeah.
see that Kvaratskhelia has actually switched position with
Due.
Doué there, and Saka coming back to help and won the ball there, and also tried to advance with the ball, but was brought down by the PSG midfielder there. Talking about the Spaniard now, Fabian Ruiz. Yeah.
Yeah, so Declan Rice with the ball right now, the hero of the quarter-final fixture. Will he also be the hero for Arsenal today? Only time will tell. Now, away goal doesn't count again in football. It's just the normal aggregate. Again, I think that's indecision.
That's a foul there.
Yeah, that's a foul. Yes. And I just want you to describe Skelly this season so far. He was brought down by João Neves, the Portuguese international right there.
Yeah, I think Lewis Kelly, an injury to some of Arsenal players actually made us, see him.
His potential.
Yeah, his potential, because as at December last year, that's of this season, he was still playing for under 21 side. But though there are some matches, they just bring him to complete the bench, the squad rather. And but since he picked up that spot, he has been very, very massive. We must also not forget that he's not a natural left back. He's actually a midfielder.
Yeah, but if you see what Arteta is doing with him, defending just the defense, but attacking just the midfield.
Yeah, it's because he's also very good, defender, and he's very strong, quick, also agile, and he can advance with the ball.
Arsenal's a free kick taken into the box, but headed out by the PSG player right there. Bukayo Saka has this one, sent it back to David Raya, who sends a long one down the left, brings it down, still in the box.
That should be
pass the ball. Oh,
well done. What's Mikel Merino complaining there? Let's see. Is there a foul there?
See a replay.
I think that should be a foul.
I think that would be a foul. But let's see what VAR will say.
Did he clip his?
Yeah, it clipped. Yeah.
I've seen this kind of ball given. I could remember, is it Liverpool and versus? I don't know. I don't think the VAR is even checking it, but we'll have to.
Well, let's see. I don't think it was given.
Yeah. But that could have been a goal. If you had connected with that ball there, you could see it was almost, about eating that ball. But what's his name? João Neves.
Oh,
there.
It's not given.
Yeah.
It's not given. I think VAR told him to play on, but some referee will give that. Actually.
I've seen that this season. I'm trying to remember Liverpool, Bournemouth, Diego Jota, and even the red card, the second yellow card, what's his name? Man U Lyon at home, because it was almost similar, because the guy from behind actually touched the Man U player there, and the referee blew for a foul there, and but I don't know, maybe because this one is inside the box or what. Oh.
And Bukayo Saka strikes it down the right. But hey, it was easy pick for Donnarumma right there. I'm talking about Donnarumma. I think advantage PSG if it goes to penalties.
Well,
over 2 legs.
It doesn't, penalty is about luck. And you also need a good goalkeeper also that knows how to, keep a penalty. But if Arsenal can, make sure they eat, make sure they.
And Arsenal wins possession in the box. Bukayo Saka still with the ball. And he finds his teammate. Drops it off for Trossard. Trossard controls this one. Tries to turn his marker straight to Bukayo Saka, who will try to go back to his strong foot. Still Arsenal with the ball. And Bukayo Saka went through 2 defenders. And a cross into the box. Oh!
Wow.
Arsenal almost getting the equalizer right there.
Look at
but it's 40 minutes already. Towards the end of the second half, it looks like Arsenal are now beginning to get their mojo.
I think so. And is that should be offside or what?
My God.
You could see Bukayo Saka trying to make sure.
Oh.
I think a longer leg would have been.
Yeah, I think if he has
probably-
stretched it more, he miscalculated
or
it.
a player in the position of Mikel Merino. I want to be, because he's quite taller than Martinelli there, and you could see Bukayo Saka. Well done, Bukayo Saka. You see, trying to make sure he gets involved in this game. You know, taking the ball. Look at how he also. I think he won that ball there. And he also advanced there, beating about 2 or 3 players there. And one thing PSG have done in this game is they've tried to make sure that they limit the number of passes coming to Bukayo Saka, because we've seen with the little because he has been very, very, I think so far he has been the most attacking threat for Arsenal in this game.
Yeah, so free kick to Arsenal at the center of the field right there, and David Raya will take this one for the first minute of that encounter. With the way it looks like we are heading for a 1-0 at halftime situation. And David Raya sends that ball forward. And yet, Arsenal! My goodness!
Oof. Wow.
Arsenal should be taking these chances.
Leandro Trossard.
Look at that long ball forward by David Raya. He's onside. Oh, it took a deflection touch. Yeah. So a long ball forward by Pacho, and Bukayo Saka with the ball right now. Arsenal beginning to play like the team playing at home right there in that encounter. Declan Rice with the ball, and still will find his teammate straight to Julian Timbers, who will set it back for Saliba, who will play in David Raya. And you just have to give credit to David Raya. His all-round play on the field is top-notch. The way he plays with his teammate, and look at that pass to Bukayo Saka. Just so unfortunate that
oh my God! Wow.
That's a yellow card.
To Bukayo Saka.
Yellow card. That's unnecessary. Bukayo Saka shouldn't have kicked the ball away.
I understand, but the decision for the linesman there.
No, he has to be careful, or else if Arsenal progress, he will miss.
No. He's not going to miss unless he maybe gets a
second yellow in the second leg.
That is if you get a yellow. No, if you get a second yellow, it will be wiped out away. The yellow card have been cleaned now. You don't get it.
What I'm saying is, he now has one. It's 2 yellow cards.
No, it won't affect him.
It won't.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Let's see. Well,
but in the first place, I don't think that was enough for the referee to give
it was the linesman that raised the flag.
But what I'm trying, okay, if that is but the referee can decide to play on. But if that is a foul, then why are you not giving foul? Against that ball we saw Merino there. So what we are trying to say is that we want the referees to be consistent, with their decision making.
And Kvaratskhelia runs at the ball right there, but it was taken quickly by Skelly.
Wow.
My goodness, Skelly.
It's that time you start booking Timber there.
That was Timber, not Skelly.
One thing about Arsenal fullbacks, both Skelly and Timber, is that they also can move the ball. They can take on players. Yeah, that's just the difference between them and having players like Ben White or what's his name now? The other guy, Tommy Asu. Those ones they naturally defend, but advance with the ball like the way these ones can do. But they don't.
So PSG also has a yellow card right now. Achraf Hakimi, the Moroccan international. Right there, you can see Luis Enrique restless at the touchline right there, and Hakimi will try to push forward the ball, but went out for a throw-in to Arsenal. It looks like PSG are beginning to tire out after starting that game explosively. So Declan Rice with the ball now finds his teammate straight down under.
Wow, another block there.
Drops the ball forward, and Arsenal has a free kick. And Merino was protesting that it should be a yellow card to the PSG player right there. And Bukayo Saka will attack down the right. Can Arsenal equalize this first half? 45th minute it is already. And let's see how many minutes the referee we had in this one. And that was a good turn by Skelly running and drops the pass.
Could he?
And
This should be
Martinelli.
it. That's
Oh
a
my
good. Oh
goodness.
my word. God. Wow. Is there a foul there also?
That's
Wow.
a foul. That's a foul.
Martinelli.
Wow.
That was a neat pass. Or offside?
Oh, that would be offside. That would be offside. That would be offside. That would be offside. Oh, that was a strong left hand for the big man goalkeeper right there. I think Martinelli did justice to the ball.
Well, yeah,
It was
he
just
actually
the
did, but
goalkeeper.
some people will say he could have put it up because he was so close to the goalkeeper. Now, is that? I don't think it was offside. I think they blew for
No,
a
they didn't
foul.
blow for offside.
Yeah.
It was a foul. Even the players who don't know, because that was a very slim one. And next season, that kind of balls will not be offside if Champions League adopt the new rule FIFA is introducing right there. So 1 minute to be added, and anytime from now, and it's half time in that encounter. PSG leading 1-0 at half time. Now, Paulo, back to you. We saw that they rushed Arsenal. Arsenal didn't settle on time, and Palm 1-0 up and 1-0 at half time.
Yeah, you could see PSG from onset what they want to do, because they want to quickly attack Arsenal as soon as possible. That's why you look at from the kickoff, they actually kicked the ball. They actually took the pass and kicked the ball straight away down to Arsenal's corner flag there, so that they can quickly pin down the Arsenal team at the back. And that is what they did. And Arsenal from there, Arsenal was not able to get out from the back. And you could see Kvaratskhelia there afforded a lot of time and space when the pass came to him, and he actually before Timber could get to him, he has already advanced towards the Arsenal box 18 there, and he quickly looked up, and I saw Dembele was very, very free there. He had to drop the pass down for Dembele. Dembele, having looking also that there was nobody close to him, and he decided to take the ball one time, and you could see at first I thought there was a deflection, but there was no deflection there. But the goalkeeper, talking about David Raya, couldn't see the ball because the ball went through about two players, and that was how they actually got the goal. And from then they continued to mount pressure on Arsenal. Arsenal was not able to get in control of the game until the later stages of the game, when they beginning to grow into it. But despite that, I know they are very, very conscious of the PSG threat, because they are very, very trickish going forward.
Yeah, they are very trickish going forward right there. And we saw 2 penalty shots. Let's start with the PSG one. Kvaratskhelia, a touch to the body, straight to the ground. What's your take on that one?
Well, you could see the referee was, there standing very, very close. He didn't even actually blew for a foul there, because Uren Timber, though, was, a bit, holding him, but his hand was all over him. But he didn't. I don't think it's enough for Kvaratskhelia to go down. He didn't, pull him. He didn't push him. He had to, just make his hand big, but the ball didn't hit his hand, and the referee saw it clearly. And to me, that was not a foul. If the referee had blown, I know he still wants to go to VAR, and I want to believe the VAR will do justice to that. We saw something similar like that against Real Madrid, when the referee blew Declan Rice. That was the Bernabeu, and I think it's almost similar, and the referee said no, that was not a penalty.
Yeah, that was not a penalty. And straight to the Arsenal Merino situation. We looked at how we saw how this guy ran into him. Neres. But he just ran into the leg. But for Merino, the kick went straight to the leg of Neves. We saw the referee say not a penalty.
Well, the referee didn't blow also. It was when the ball went out. You could see Arsenal player Merino were down. But to me, among the two penalty,
The referee didn't give
he
it.
didn't give anything, and Merino was down, and it was when the ball actually went out of play. Vieira probably they checked. They said no, it wasn't enough. But to me, looking at from both, penalty shot from both teams, I think Arsenal one was even more clear because we've seen a lot of those kind of ball given. Even this season. I've mentioned it earlier. I've seen it in the league, and I've seen somebody being sent off because why I'm saying that is because Mikel Merino is the attacking player and is aiming for the ball, but João Neves was coming and there was a contact there. Nobody will deny the fact that there was no contact there. And in fact, years back also in the league, I don't know, maybe Champions League, what they call it, the Champions League rule is different from the Premier League. I've seen that also with I think this same Arsenal against Wolverhampton Wanderers about maybe 4 or 5 seasons ago when David Luiz was still with Arsenal. He was shown a red card and a penalty for something. In fact, it was even the Wolf player. If I could remember, maybe it was what's his name? This guy at Fulham now. He tripped him and the referee says that was a foul. And even this season in the league, I don't see the difference between this one and the penalty they gave Liverpool against Bournemouth. But I want to believe maybe the rules for the Champions League is different. If not, I see no reason that ball should not have been a penalty.
Yeah, so look at that goal again.
Yeah, you could see. Look at the space here, but coming back to cover, but Dembele, there was nobody. Marking him. That is why he could took that ball one time. Although some player will still wants to control, but he sees that there was nobody. Let me eat it. He might even take a deflection. And looking at Raya, there's nothing he's going to do because there are a lot of players in his front there, a lot of bodies there.
Even if he saw the ball was actually.
Yeah, but he might still adjust himself if he sees where the angle, where the ball is actually. But there were a lot of players, and in fact, it was even lucky he didn't took a deflection of anybody there because you see there were a lot of players there.
And look at this second ball. I think by Desire Doe.
Yeah,
that was a
save. That was
I think that should be the save of the first half.
Similar to the one from Martinelli also, because Martinelli also, in fact, this one didn't actually balance well. The difference is that David Raya was just coming from the other side, quickly coming to cover up back because look at where he is, coming back then, and he took it and he quickly saw the ball and I think there are also players covering his face there and he quickly went down and he saved that ball there neatly. That was a top.
That was a strong right hand because Desire Doe actually struck that.
Yeah,
ball.
he hit it very well, low and hard there.
Yeah, so this is the cross.
Yeah, and this ball was not even offside also because if it were to be someone that is a bit taller than Martinelli, I want to believe he will definitely direct that ball into the back of the net.
So after it is at the Emirates Stadium, 1-0, the team in blue took the lead.
Wow.
I think 4th minute of that encounter.
Yeah.
By the goal scored by Ousmane Dembele. And a first half check. I think going forward, the most dangerous player for PSG for me has to be Kvaratskhelia. And how has Arsenal been able to contain him so far, in your own opinion?
Well, I think in the first 10-15 minutes, it was unmarkable. You could see the way he was charging towards our player. Timber trying to do his best, and most of the decision was going in his favor. Yeah, and but looking at the last probably last 20 minutes, I didn't think we really see much from him, and he had to switch to the other side, and Desire Doe come here, and since he switched there, we've not really seen anything from him. And because Lewis Kelly, he has been very, very. I don't at the right left hand side of Arsenal defense there. We've not seen any real threat there. Where the threat has been coming from is the right hand side of Arsenal's defense. Though Timber has been very, very solid. I think it's also on the yellow card, if I'm correct in this game. He has. It's not on yellow card, but he has been.
The two players on yellow card for Arsenal is Saka and Trossard.
So, but Timber has been, doing his best, and you could see later on. You see Bukayo Saka now coming back to, help him out there. So for Kariuskara, I think towards the last 20 minutes, Arsenal find a way to at least curtail the threat. Ousmane Dembele, apart from that goal, he hasn't really do those magic we saw him do against Liverpool. Because if you watch the second leg at Anfield, he was really involved. Not only him, including Kariuskara and even Doué also. But so far among their front three, I think Kariuskara has been the one with the spark, and he got the assist. Doué also got at least he has been on target also. But Raya has been
up to the task.
Yeah.
Right there. And talking about second half, what do you expect that Arteta should be doing going into the second half?
Well, I think he just needs to, tell the boys, and it's left for the boys to do it. Whatever thing the manager says, it depends on how the players interpret whatever.
Now, what do you think should be said at halftime to the
Well,
players?
it's for them to sustain that momentum they ended the first half with, because you're looking at the first half, in fact the last 10 minutes it was all Arsenal. We almost got a goal there, and he needs to just tell them. We saw what happened in the first half. In the first minute, PSG just came all over Arsenal, not allowing us to gain possession. And you see PSG is like the manager already studied a lot of things about Arsenal. Arsenal plays mainly from the midfield before trying to use the wing. But you see PSG making sure the ball went through the wing using Kvaratskhelia, most of the time. And it was almost about the last 20 minutes, Arsenal started bringing the ball through the midfield. You could see, and looking at David Raya, once he get the ball, he's not taking the ball long, because one, the person up front, what's his name? Leandro Trossard is not the tallest of player on the field there, and you could see he's trying to work it out from the using the wing, also bringing it back to the midfield. And that's why you see when they have the ball, Lewis Kelly drops to the midfield. So Mikel Arteta needs to tell the boys, and I hope the boys will do that. Try and sustain the momentum we ended the game in the first half with, then be clinical in front of goal, and be more decisive. If you want to make a pass, make sure that pass is 100% complete. And if you want to take a shot, make sure you are getting at least hitting a target. And at the same time, don't just allow, because we can't say because towards the ending of the first half we were able to limit Desire Doué, Kvaratskhelia and Ousmane Dembele. Don't just do it because we're able to do that. Now afford them time and space, because now they know that Arsenal will want to come on them, and they want to use the counter attack. So they just need to be very careful, be decisive, and be composed, and don't just lose possession unnecessarily.
Yeah, so you need some composure to win the Champions League. A lot of it, actually, not just some, at the end of the day right there. And the players on the bench for PSG, Bakola, Beraldo, Hernandez, Kimpembe, Lee Kang-in, Mayulu, Mbaye, Gonzalo Ramos, Safonov, the second goalkeeper, Tenas, the third goalkeeper, and Zaire Emery. Now, looking at this setup, who do you think can actually come on and do more damage to us?
Well, I think they've gone with their best player. I don't see anybody on that bench that is better than these ones they
it's not just about being
I'm coming.
It's about a player that can.
Yeah, I'm coming. A lot of players can make the difference, even the ones that have not played before. That is depending on when it comes in, and having the momentum. But what we are saying is that if you want to look at the 11 and the bench, you agree that they've gone with the very best they've got. But looking at the bench, they still have some fantastic players there. If they need a goal, there is what's his name now? Bakola there is another attacking threat. That means
Ramos.
There's Gonzalo Henry, one of the So they've got a lot of. I think their bench is even more stacked than that of Arsenal. But if they need a goal, probably they will have to call on Bakola or Gonzalo Ramos. And if they want, they still got some defenders like Hernandez there and Kimpembe. We know what happened with Kimpembe, why he actually lost his position in team. You know, he went almost more than a year out without playing. He had I think surgery. Yeah. So he's back, but I don't think he's in his best, and I don't know if he'll be able to displace Pacho again in the team. But for PSG, they've got exciting players on the bench also.
Yeah, and Arsenal has Butler, Yedeji, Henry Francis, Kabia, Neto, Ethan Nwaneri, Setford, Sterling, Raheem, the Kieran Tierney, Ben White, Zinchenko. Looking at this bench, the threat you think can add something to Arsenal?
Well, like I said about PSG, you know, on a normal day, all players might just come. You don't know when a dog will have his own day. But if you look at the bench, you see that there are a lot of, I won't say inexperience, but if you look at where the experience is for Arsenal, it's not just the attack. Apart from Sterling and Zinchenko, who we would say they've played more than maybe 300 or close to 300 matches in their career. The other guys, they've not really, had those number of games. But the threat there, if Arsenal needs to bring in an attacking player, at the moment, if you look at the number of players Arsenal have there, you won't look past Nwaneri because he has been more involved and creating with the team. Sterling might also come in also. You know, he has the pace also, but he lacks the confidence at the moment. We don't know, maybe today might be his day and come and help us now. And there's another option. Probably bringing on Zinchenko, drop him to the midfield and allow what's his name, the other guy now, Moreno, you know, to go as, you know, the striker, or even bringing back Trossard back to the midfield, allow Moreno to go there. Because if you look at it, Arsenal have not been crossing that ball inside, because PSG, about 40% of the goals they considered this season have come from set pieces. So they themselves, they are very, very, you know, cautious, and they know what Arsenal can bring. And that's where this guy comes in again, the absence of Thomas Partey. If not, you have seen two giants, talking about Declan Rice and Mikel Merino, popping inside the box at the same time. I remember the first leg when we played, it was through those crosses Arsenal got those 2 goals. So let's see what how the second half span out.
Yeah, so the second half is about to restart, and it's Arsenal who will take the first kick at the ball right there. And second half proceeding starts straight to David Raya, who will load it up forward down the left and see if oh, that was a foul.
Moreno again. João Neves.
Yeah, that's a free kick to Arsenal. And that's a foul against João Neves.
Wow.
Oh, elbow to the head. That's an elbow to the head. That's an elbow to the head. Yeah, that's a free kick.
And it's one of the shortest players on the field there. Looking at it, very small, but very good player.
One hell of a midfielder.
And to be honest, even this game, I've not, you know, compared to the way they played against Liverpool in the second leg, if you watch that match, you could see both team and Vitinha working very. They've not, to me, you know, they are leading this game, but I think they've
their
not
players
really,
has not
really,
given
they
their
didn't play the way, you know, people, you know,
expect them to play right there. So free kick to Arsenal, 47th minute of.
I think my Odegaard should be taking this one because allowing Declan Rice that is a bit taller, you know, going forward there. So let's see.
And let's see if and a cross into the box.
That's a goal.
That's a goal.
1-1. Come on, you Gunners. You know the
Arsenal back in it.
Mikel Merino.
Arsenal back in it.
Yeah, there's
you can see the Arsenal fans.
Let's see.
Oh, even there.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right.
Wow, Mikel Merino. Come on, you Gunners. Come on, you Gunners.
So let's see if the goal will stand.
You see what I'm saying? Allowing let's see.
Let's see if the goal will stand.
Is there offside there or a foul?
Oh.
I just hope this goal stands. Because though there was somebody at the back also talking about the left back there, but let's see if it was coming from offside position. The lineman and the referee didn't actually, you know, raise the flag or didn't, you know, dispute it. But let's see.
let's see, VR we check, and this one is not what is it called?
It's the
The camera
semi-auto.
is the semi-automated. So VR is checking the goal. So let's see what will happen if this goal will stand. And that's one thing about VR. You celebrate the goal, and it just sits up sometimes. Sometimes it stays. It's just the suspense of this beautiful game called
It's the
football.
drama they actually had. VAR was supposed to, come in and, bring, make it easier, for the referees when it comes to offside. Let's see. I don't think, because looking at Moreno where he is there,
That's going to be
it's
a
going to be.
tough.
Let's see.
That's going to be a tough one. But the headache is for the the semi-automated. Uh, so let's say how far it will.
But can there be error or partiality in that semi-automatic?
No, they can't be partial.
Can they?
There are spots they will pick.
No, I think the thing is supposed to draw the line, looking at the last player when
No,
the
it
ball,
will look
when,
at the
when
body.
the,
It will,
when
it
the
will-
ball was kicked and the last Arsenal players, the
So let's see what will happen.
and when it takes time like this, it's always it shows that
No. When it takes time like this, it shows that it's too close to cut. That's just what it
I
says.
just hope they stick with the on-field decision.
So let's see. Offside.
Wow, offside. Well, it's offside.
So the goal has been chopped off for offside right there.
Well, I think this is the start I want us now, to looking at how we start and we try to use the.
Yeah.
It says, when it's like this, you think it's equal, but when it's like this, that's why I was trying to ask you.
That's why I said,
how the thing was like this. It looked like the PSG player was onside. I mean, putting him on, but when they bring it back like this, you saw.
That's one thing of the semi-automated. It's really helps the officials decide faster, and you saw that there's no point for argument. It's a clear offside.
That was.
And Donnarumma clears that one, and Timbers has that one again, and Merino brings it down. But the pass was short, wins it back. And you just have to look at Merino coming into Arsenal. Looks like the signing Arsenal didn't really need, but he has really stepped up.
No, it's not like Arsenal didn't need him. It was a signing we need. But what happened was that at the beginning, a lot has to be said about this Mikel Merino. He missed the first, 6 weeks when he joined Arsenal. His first training, he picked up injury again. Then when he came back, there was no how he was going to break into the team, and he was playing as a sub, probably 10-15 minutes of the game, or when they need a goal, they just bringing him to go and join the attack. And a lot of Arsenal fans were still not feeling him. There some were saying he was too slow with the ball, but ever since.
Oh, that was a blocked shot from Arsenal right there.
Yeah, so ever since the injury to most of our players, forced Mikel Arteta to start playing as the number 9. He has been, doing the job. Looking at today now, he's not even playing as the number 9. He's actually playing his wing. Looking at that, but he also won the free kick going out there. And one thing about him is that he is also good, with when it comes to heading the ball. We saw him coming on from the bench, at the Euros to get goals for Spain. Even in the final, I think he got a goal also, if I'm correct.
Yeah, it was the one who won it for Spain. No.
Semi-final
against.
No.
I think it was the quarter final against Germany.
I think he got about 2 or 3 goals.
That header against Germany.
In the Euros also. Yeah.
It was the quarter final against Germany.
Mikel Oyarzabal actually got the winning
now
goal
for them in the
against,
final. England. After Cole Palmer brought them back in. Oh my goodness. So throwing to Arsenal right there. If that goal had stood, it would have been a moral booster for
Of course,
Arsenal.
and it could have changed a lot by now, and the goal would have unsettled PSG, like the way their early goal, actually quickly
Unsettled
unsettled
Arsenal.
us. But so far, I think we were talking about how Arsenal should approach the game in the second half. I think they did the
Midfield.
right, but unlucky that Mikel Merino was judged to be offside.
Offside,
So
yeah.
if not, would have been level in this game.
And this Doe tries to walk through the defense right there. And lost
lose the ball
possession
there
again. Oh, Arsenal wins it back again. Declan Rice drops it off for Leandro Trossard. Oh,
No, Trossard in this game, I don't actually know what he has been playing in this game. Honestly, you are supposed to even be the first now.
if you are Arteta right now, if you want to pick a player to withdraw from this game, Trossard is also on a yellow card.
Yeah,
Which player do
he
you
should
think
be
can
the
come in?
first person, to be withdrawn.
But who will come in?
That's where I talked
The-
about maybe Zinchenko coming to drop to the midfield. Allowing what's his name?
Skelly.
No, Moreno going
Forward.
forward. Yeah.
Well, so let's see if what Paulo thinks.
Or even bring on Zinchenko. You know what? Bring on Zinchenko. Allow Zinchenko to play as the left
Left
back.
back.
Then Skelly dropping back to
But,
the
but,
midfield.
but, but you know that there is a pace of
Yeah,
desired
that's why
development.
I'm also coming. Zinchenko don't really
Don't
know how
have
to,
the pace, that pace
defend
to-
properly. But when you talk about, holding onto the ball and, giving out passes, it's also
But
very good.
why not maybe bring on Ethan Nwaneri?
That's another option. It does when you now decide if Bukayo Saka or what's his name, Martinelli can also go and play from the as the striker.
And Raya comes out and gets that one easily right there. So 55th minute of that encounter.
We are also missing what's his name, Jorginho. I think if Jorginho was available, I would have preferred him starting in this game. So that Declan Rice will be able to move forward.
Yeah. But Jorginho, is
Wow,
not really good
that's a
at it.
pass. Could this be the goal?
And Trossard.
That should be goal! Oh my word!
That was a
Strong
good
with
save
Trossard.
by Donnarumma.
You can bury this thing. Why taking the ball to your left? Oh my God! That was a pass. Look at the pass. Is that Declan Rice there? No
Yeah.
offside. And why bringing the ball back to your left hand?
That's
with
the
your-
best. That's the best they could do.
Play with your right foot.
But I think what could have been the best was not to play the ball on the ground that the keeper would
There's
have
no one is
access
going to
it.
play that ball
He
with
could
his
lift
left.
it
That
a
is why he
little.
needs to bring
No,
it
he's a
with-
boat
if-
footer.
But he's stronger with the right foot. If
No,
you
but
bring it
he
there,
couldn't bend it anymore.
God.
That was a golden chance
Well-
he lost. He lost a golden chance. He really, really lost. I just hope that Arsenal don't lick their wounds with these chances.
Yeah, you could
Yeah,
see
well.
the goalkeeper has been top notch. He has made about a couple of saves to deny Arsenal in this game so far.
So cross into the box, headed back into the box, head out, and PSG wins back possession. Sends it forward, but the referee says free kick to PSG for a foul in the box.
And you can see Mikel Arteta very, very agitated there. This is a foul.
Yeah, that's a foul. That was the foul that was.
That's what I'm saying. But
But he wanted to allow play.
But Mikel Moreno, that was not a foul.
No.
No.
See,
Trossard could have bring this ball back to his right foot.
See, this
He could have bring this ball
what
back.
Trossard did was the best.
I
Just
think he was
give
on
it to
target there.
Donnarumma.
Yeah, I understand. But
That was a strong left hand to that ball.
I still agree with what he did because my own is that what if you are going to make the decision, make sure you are on target, which he did. Thanks to
It's
the
strong
goalkeeper
left
there.
hand. And Arsenal on the attack. It's Timbers finds Bukayo Saka. I think that should be a foul.
And we also need to remind our viewers that this is the same referee that officiated the first leg between Arsenal and
Real Madrid.
PSG
PSG.
when we played during the group stage.
Okay. So, it was still 1-0. The goal Arsenal scored was chopped off for offside right there. And rightfully so, VAR did the right thing at the end of the day. So, Martinelli chasing the ball straight to Donnarumma. Oh, we dropped the pass for his teammate right there. You know, this advent of passing from the back.
And Donnarumma is not one of the best passer on the field. This should be a foul.
Yeah, the referee says it's a foul.
He's not that good with his feet. Talking about Donnarumma, and it's just like player like keeper like what is his name also, the Real Madrid goalkeeper. Good with when it comes to tries to beat Skelly there, but Lewis Skelly.
So, free kick to Arsenal at the 59th minute of that encounter. Skelly with the ball. What will he do? And it will leave the ball for Declan Rice to take. 68th minute, 1 hour of football played already at the Emirates Stadium. Is PSG leading 1-0. Can Arsenal come back into this one? And Timbers without cross. Oh, nobody to get at the end of that one. And PSG will attack via Ashraf Hakimi, but his pass was blocked by Skelly. Skelly will keep desired quiet right there. So it's but this second half we've not really seen Kvaratskhelia.
That was what I was saying. Looking at the way the first half ended, it was also taken out by the Arsenal players. But this second half, we've not seen much from him. They wants to use this probably this. But so far, Lewis Kelly has been doing a fantastic job with him there also.
So Ousmane Dembele out goal right here, drops the pass off, but that was good defending by Arsenal. Declan Rice coming to the rescue, and Arsenal in possession of the ball. The pass straight to Leandro Trossard right there, and he wins a throw-in to Arsenal Football Club. Yeah, the pressure is really eating up, and that was a good stop by Saliba. You just have to give it to the guy. One of the best, if not the best centre back this season right there. So, look at some celebrities at that's Thomas Partey actually. Scratching his head. He knew that yellow card against Real Madrid was unnecessary.
Yeah, what happened was that day, the camera angle we saw, we didn't actually see what happened. Later on, we saw him and the former Arsenal player now talking about the Spanish guy. I'm trying to remember his name now. Ceballos going. So, it was a painful yellow card. Even you could see the way Declan Rice reacted, when he got up yellow card. He knows, because Declan Rice knows that he's going to, Thomas Partey missing will limit his own job, make it harder for him not to, adventure the way he usually, go forward.
But he will be back in the second leg.
Yes.
He will be back.
Yeah, just hope Arsenal, don't just make things hard for us going into that second leg.
Well, with this 1-0, it will be really hard.
Well, I don't think. Well, that is if it's 1-0, it's better than 2-0. Yeah. But if it's 1-0, you know that a draw will not help you. Just go there and win. Get the goal. There's nothing like a away goal anymore.
Yeah.
Level the tie. It's not something they cannot do.
And even if it ends at 1-0 and there's still a away goal, it will actually be in favor of Arsenal.
No, it will be.
And Kvaratskhelia went to the ground right there, but the referee says play on at the end of the day. Trossard catches up with that ball, returns it back to Skelly. Skelly finds Kiwo, and Kiwo runs into space, drops the pass off. Oh my goodness. that was almost going straight to the hands of Dembele, and that would have been really, really risky for Arsenal right there. Timbers with the ball right there finds his teammate Declan Rice. Declan Rice finds Kiwo. Kiwo will send a long one. Good pass to Leandro Trossard. Trossard keeps the ball in play and finds Merino. Merino plays in Trossard. Trossard keeps it in play. And yes, still Trossard keeps possession. Finds Merino. Merino drops it for Declan Rice. Declan Rice with the ball. Picks it up. Finds Timbers. Timbers down the right. Straight to Odegaard. And is Arsenal trying to take PSG back. And Saka cuts down the right. And yes, still with the ball. Odegaard drops it for his teammate. And drops it back for Merino. Merino tries to pass down the left to Martinelli, but was blocked. And PSG back in possession of the ball. Now, approaching the 65th minute. How don't you think maybe Arteta should be tilting towards making a substitution?
Yeah, or changing tactics. I don't really think about making a substitution, but probably changing tactics. Like I said earlier on, bring out what's his name now? The first night, allowing switching players, Trossard and Merino, because you could see Trossard only he has been even dropping deep also to play. You see how he came back, and so maybe just switch both of them, then go long. But
can Trossard sit that deep in the midfield?
Well, play as the number 8. He has played there before. He has played there before also, and now you need at least you need to level the tie. And it's another option because talking about bringing on player at the moment. To be honest, I don't really think bringing on player is the right thing to do now.
And that was a chase by Kvaratskhelia and Timbers, but David Raya had to do the proper clearance right there. Donnarumma finds Pacho with the ball right now for PSG. It looks like PSG just want to wind down the clock. They are not really going at us the way they did in the first half.
Yeah, and you see, they want to rely on counter-attack.
Because they're so relaxed with the ball. Maybe they felt if they can take this 1-0 to Parc des Princes, they can do the job right there. So, ball finds Mendes, and they couldn't build up past there. You can see the PSG fans, the appeal of the two fans in the stadium right there. So, still 1-0 at the 66th minute of that encounter. So, Kiwo back to Raya. Raya will send this one forward to Bukayo Saka, who will control that one and run down the right. What can he do? He drops it for his teammate. And Odegaard with the suit move. And Skelly with the cross. Deflected off. And Kvaratskhelia tries to keep it in play for PSG. And he will clear that one, but it will be a throw-in.
And one Arsenal player that I have not really also seen much also in this game is talking about the captain himself. To be honest,
Odegaard.
He hasn't really. I've not really seen much from him. He hasn't really influenced the game to my own. Can they meet up?
It does. A method with that ball, and Skelly finds David Raya straight
and David
to
Raya has been
Saliba.
playing as in fact central defender. You see him even look at the pass he gave Saka there.
Yeah, it does a lot for this team. Honestly, you now begin to see why it displaced these guys easily right there. Bukayo Saka, he didn't look at the pass, and Kvaratskhelia will run down the left, and it's still Kvaratskhelia who will find his teammate in the middle, and PSG trying to calm the tempo of the game right there.
Yeah, I think PSG have been more overworked in this second half than the first half. in the first half, they were advancing very quickly. But this second half, Arsenal, they really upped their game compared to the way they started the first half.
Yeah, they upped that game right there. 68th minute, approaching the 69th minute of this encounter. Still PSG leading 1-0 in this one. A early goal by Ousmane Dembele, assisted by Kvaratskhelia, the Georgian international, who joined the PSG from Napoli on I think 77 million or thereabouts deal. Good business for Napoli. Got to Napoli, was pivotal to them winning the league, and came in, I think, for less than 20 million or 10 million or thereabouts, and it's going for 70 something million.
Yeah, and you see the difference between Kvaratskhelia situation compared to that of Victor Osimhen. Both of them wanted to leave, but we have to. It's not because I'm a Nigerian I have to support whatever thing that is not right. Because Kvaratskhelia actually, he wants to leave also the same time with Victor Osimhen, but he didn't actually force any issue.
He forced the move.
He was supposed to also leave during.
No, let me explain something.
Trossard is not getting another booking here.
Let me tell you something. If you check what caused Osimhen's issue was that new contract. There was a buyout clause. So there's no buyout clause in the contract of Kvaratskhelia. Kvaratskhelia had to force the move. Even Conte had to talk to him. He said no, he's going.
What if they're talking about we didn't actually have anything in the media, because we know what happened between Osimhen and Napoli. Even before it was even during preseason. He didn't. Were you aware that he didn't actually participate in the preseason? And even because
they had a gentleman agreement that was going to leave.
The manager even said, I think he said it was not in his plan. And you see, and immediately they brought before you pick
that, when Conte was coming in, he had according to the report, he had a conversation with Osimhen, and Osimhen said he was going to leave. So that was what brought about his not in the plan of Conte, and he was supposed to leave if the buyout clause was met.
But nobody met the buyout clause.
And so the issue was that nobody met the buyout clause. But Kvaratskhelia deal, there was no buyout clause. He had not. Napoli was negotiating with him. He was stalling. He didn't renew the deal. So that's the difference. I think the management of and he has rightfully changed his manager. Calendar is no longer his manager after the drama that ensued after the.
So what I was just trying to say is that Kvaratskhelia and his agent, they actually kept quiet during the came to training. Napoli could have also frustrated him also. During then they will say, oh no, this is January, we'll make sure you wait till ending of the season. I don't think we will have any other option other than staying till ending of the season. But they let him go when they saw the money also.
No, it was not the money. It was going to stay and sit on the bench.
Napoli can do that.
Yes, if they do that, that would not be good for their FFP.
So when they saw the money,
so they saw the opportunity.
Yes, and the money
for Gala.
I think the money was also right for them.
No, it was just that Gala will cover Osimhen's salary.
No, I'm talking about Kvaratskhelia now.
Okay, Kvaratskhelia. Yeah. No, the money was good, but they wanted him to stay, but he refused. He forced the move. So, so back to Emirates Stadium is still 1-0. PSG leading in that one. Arsenal trying to do all they can so far, but luck has not shined on them so far in this encounter. Now, at this point of the game, Paulo, what do you think that Arteta should be doing right now?
Well, maybe she will be looking at changing personnel also, because we've seen PSG make substitution with Bakola coming in for Doué there, and we also saw Ben White standing up there. We thought David, what's his name, Timber will not be able to continue after picking up that knock there, but he's back on the pitch. It will be very difficult for Mikel Arteta to bring on player now, because looking at the players he's got on the bench and the ones on the field. So what I would suggest is that probably they change tactics, approach.
Another guard with a cross into the box, but Donnarumma will come out for this one. At that point, on his strong foot, I think Odegaard can't shoot.
Well, it's far away also, and looking at the man in goals, it's also a big man. But I also said during the halftime that when you want to make pass, make sure you aim for your player. I think that was a poor pull out, cross in from the captain himself. And I've said it earlier on that I've not really seen much from him this game. He has not influenced this game at all. And even in this second half, I think even Bukayo Saka hasn't really had much, and they've not really tried to use his swing. They've been playing down here, and the two players, that have been seeing much from this Arsenal squad in this second half is Mikel Merino and Leandro Trossard.
Wow. Oh, Bukayo Saka couldn't keep that one in play, and Kvaratskhelia will run out the defense. Oh,
saw David Raya out.
David Raya should be careful, really careful at this point in time. Look at how he chipped that ball. But 75th minute already in this encounter. That means we have 15 minutes left to be played, and it doesn't look like Arsenal are going to come back into this game anytime soon.
You can't say write that off. They've been pushing.
I'm not writing them off, but with what we've seen so far, they've not created any clear-cut chance apart from the goal disallowed.
Yeah, and
the
Trossard situation also. Ooh.
So
but,
it's Arsenal.
But so far, I think in terms of the play in this second half, Arsenal have been I think the better team. But
the play, but the chances.
They've not been able to put the ball at the back of the net so far.
Yeah, Bukayo Saka with the ball will take on 3 PSG players who are surrounded him. Straight to Bukayo Saka. Bukayo Saka still with the ball, and tries to find time and space, but the referee says play on right there when he fell to the ground. And PSG back in possession. Achraf Hakimi finds João Neves, and it looks like Achraf Hakimi most likely with being PSG for most of his the twilight of his career, the shining time.
Yeah, because I think he moved from Real Madrid to Dortmund to Inter Milan. He has virtually moved to probably the biggest clubs across the major leagues.
Yeah.
Apart from the English Premier League, but you can't at the moment now. I don't really see him, leaving Paris Saint-Germain. If you want to leave Paris Saint-Germain, where are you going back to? You are going back to.
Has been withdrawn for Gonzalo Ramos.
I thought he was the one withdraw for Barcola then, or the substitution didn't come.
I think. I think.
Lack of squad depth. That was the reason why Arsenal, couldn't make change so far. And if you look at Arsenal players out with injury and suspension, we have about 7 players out that on a normal day could have been starting this game. And you see,
I won't say 7. I'll say maybe 4 or 5.
That are out.
Yes, they are out that can start.
No, on a normal day, I can analyze everything
because,
for you.
Kai Havertz
would have started this game. That should be
Bukayo Saka shoots. Oh, offside.
Like you said, Havertz would have started this game. Then even Gabriel Jesus, if Havertz is not available, he could have also started.
Oh, offside in the build-up.
Yeah.
Oof.
But Donnarumma was even there. He played it where he was there, and he had to, react there, and it was offside.
But they will need something really, really special. Dembele got injured, and he was substituted for Barcola.
Yeah.
The goal scorer right there.
Ooh.
My goodness.
Arsenal needs to be careful. Don't just give the ball, lose the ball. Look at how we lost the ball there.
That was a careless
yeah.
defending from Arsenal. Look at it. Cuts back. Find Neves.
This almost the same similar pattern,
They
because
considered that goal.
nobody was
No,
there.
the goal was not a mistake. This one was a defensive error.
No, I mean talking about cutting the ball back, and a PSG player was there to quickly hit the ball.
And Arsenal going on the attack right now. Merino. I didn't it was Saka right there. He would have pressed it in, but Saka wasn't there. So Bukayo Saka now with the ball. And Timbers trying to make that run. And Saka still with the ball, trying to find time and space to penetrate into this PSG defense. And PSG now defending. 79th minute of that encounter. Martinelli attacking down the left, still with the ball. You cross into the box, and you headed out. And PSG wins back possession via Fabian Ruiz right there. Fabian Ruiz, one top player, was also instrumental for Spain winning the Euros last year right there.
Yeah, also instrumental for Napoli winning the league with Napoli before he moved to I think Paris, PSG. And talking about Spanish guys, they are very good when it comes to holding up the ball. Look at how he brought the ball down. We've also seen it with Mikel Merino also. They how they bringing in the balls down and passing those little passes there. And he's a top quality player also.
Yeah, no doubt, he's a top quality player. Kvaratskhelia running down the left, course back, we find and he shoots, but his shot went off target right there for PSG. So goal kick to Arsenal, and Arsenal don't have the luxury of time. I don't know, but I don't sense the urgency in the Arsenal side.
Yeah, but when you are trying to be, I think they are trying to still be patient with the ball, but you say the
patient at 80 minutes.
Trying to build that also from the back, but you only look at the time you say it's because of the 80th minute. But they just have to get it right. Whatever way you do it, make sure you get it right. Don't just look at how they just kick the ball upfield. Now there was nobody there, and you see PSG pressing them. That's where I was even trying to say probably put up someone that is that has a height up forward, then kick it long also, but there was nobody there.
But I just think the difference between this game and the Real Madrid game has to just do with Thomas Partey.
Yeah, that is a difference.
So Ben White is about to come on.
Is it Trossard or Wood that is going to be hard? Let's see the substitution. Though Timber, pick up a knock, then he was able to continue. Let's see if he's going to.
Rice with the ball right now finds Odegaard. Odegaard takes back that ball, and Odegaard trying to run in between the lines, straight at Merino. Merino finds Martinelli. Martinelli straight to Leandro Trossard. Oh, returning back to Saliba. Saliba straight to Declan Rice, and Arsenal trying to see if they can come back into this one. At least if they can get a goal in this one, I think it will be a good one at the end of the day.
Yeah, it will be if at the moment Arsenal should be looking at at least getting something, even though it's a draw in this game. Then that you have to go away and make sure you don't lose again there, and then go away and win the game. And if you lose the game like as it stands like this now, it's more harder, but it's not something beyond them. And if they could take inspiration from the way the Arsenal women that recently got to the final. We know what happened in the first leg. The French team came here and actually defeated them by 2-1, having one goal advantage. Then,
funnily, this is also a French team.
Yeah, and they went to the French team even when nobody gave them the chance, because you are playing one of the best team in the competition, the team that have actually won 8 times that competition, and they went there. In fact, to be honest, even as an Arsenal fan, I also follow the women team. My thought was that if I thought we are going to get a victory there, it might not be enough for us, or
And Timbers has been withdrawn for Ben White right there in that encounter. So let's see if Ben White can continue what Timbers did. Though he started shaky, Timbers, but he grew into the game and actually took control of that wing.
Yeah, I think the first, the tempo, the first minute caught him unaware. We know Timber is a very calm player. One-on-one, it's very hard for you to beat Timber. And even in this game, I doubt if he has been beaten one-on-one. You see that, instead of
I
you
think
beating
that ball that Ben White cleared, he could keep the ball.
Well, he doesn't want to take any risk. And we know Ben White this season he has since I think November that he was he went for that surgery. He hasn't been himself.
Oh, Bakola with a big chance. My goodness, and he missed.
Hope this chance will not come and hurt them, because look at, there was no offside. I think there was offside.
Oh, there was offside. There will be offside.
Yeah, but there was no offside. It wasn't the one offside here, but wow, that was a glorious chance for them to have doubled the lead there.
It would have killed the game.
Yeah.
Offside.
Because Saka has been very, very frustrated in this game. He's trying to, do much. And to be honest, this Arsenal team, they no, apart from I would just single out, apart from the goalkeeper, the other guys on the field there. I think the person that has actually been, to me, has been impressive for Arsenal is none other than the Spaniard. Now talking about Mikel Merino, he has really, really tried, but other players.
But we can't deny what Skelly has done too.
Yeah, Skelly. You know what I'm saying?
Too.
That is that we all agree now that because it's not easy for you now coming back after playing like almost 15 games as a striker, transiting back to no offside.
Let's see.
Another miss there or save rather. Goncalo Ramos, or was there offside?
Let's see.
The flag didn't go up.
That's an offside.
But the flag didn't go up.
He won't go up first. And after the goal or something, it will now be checked.
I think the last man actually raised it up.
Oh.
The flag didn't go up.
What I'm saying is, VAR will check it. You can see the line.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is I could have done better because, it will, at least when you score first, then we know if the VAR will,
we'll chop it off or not.
He actually came on. Is it as a result of injury to Dembele? Let's hope it's not that serious because I think Dembele would have done better there. Even the one this guy actually got also.
Oh, that was a pass aimed at Bukayo Saka was blocked, and PSG will now counter. Kvaratskhelia will send it down the left. Kelly chasing that one. And my goodness, this young lad, the confidence level. You just have to give it to the young man. He has been massive for us now since he came on there. The referee says play on, and they send the ball straight to Bukayo Saka down the right. Who try to attack with the ball, tries to dribble, but lost possession right there. Straight to Ben White. Ben White finds Declan Rice. Declan Rice will switch down the left straight to Martinelli, who brings it down. The Brazilian tries to run into the box, and that's a foul.
Hakimi, I think he's going.
And Ashraf Hakimi is on a yellow card before.
Are you sure?
Yes, he's on a yellow card.
Then this should be the second booking. So why is he not showing him?
No. I don't think that's a yellow card. That's a foul, but not a yellow card. You can see that the leg didn't go too high. Had even he raised that leg, it would have been a yellow card. So it's just the movement of Martinelli that got him into that situation. So 88 minutes of that encounter. PSG still leading 1-0. Arsenal has a free kick right there. Will they convert this one? Time will tell, really. Declan Rice looking so stressed out. And maybe, just maybe, this will be their equalizer. But it's football. Anything can happen at the end of the day. So Declan Rice about to take this one. It takes it. Oh, nobody to. Oh, that was a clearance by the
Wow.
PSG player. Still, PSG 1, Arsenal 0 at the 88th
Was there a
minute.
foul there?
Now 89 minutes of that encounter.
Okay.
So still Arsenal with the ball right there, and trying to build up again to see if they can actually penetrate through this stubborn PSG side, who has made it so difficult for them in this encounter. So substitution for PSG, Zaire Emery is coming up for PSG, and João Neves is leaving the field. Now it's so funny when you have João Neves and you have Zaire to come in. Forward for Bukayo Saka. Bukayo Saka send it to Merino. Merino who will send it back to David Raya. David Raya playing too high on the field.
Well, it's the way Arsenal set up. You see, once Skelly drops to the midfield, the Polish guy now Keyword drops as a left back, allowing David Raya to come back as the number 5 there, and that's what he has been doing, and that's what they've been playing. It's just about making sure you don't lose the ball, because
He's
that's when it's
really,
very
really
dangerous.
playing for the team.
Yeah.
What it does.
And he has completed more passes than some of those players on the field there.
Really, really massive addition for Arsenal. Really, really good on the ball. David Raya right there. Long ball forward, won by Arsenal. Fabian will send it back to Donnarumma, who will send this one forward right there, straight to throw in. 3rd minute of the 5 minutes additional time. It is already, and can Arsenal equalize this one?
I should be. No, Martinelli. What's wrong?
Terrible finish from Martinelli right there. That was an opportunity. Look at that. Stole the ball.
Could have even passed back.
You know, I keep mentioning Martinelli indecision.
It has come down from, looking at Ricardo Califori, what's his name again now? Thomas Partey, Kai Havertz. All these players on a normal day, they could have all been on the field together.
Injuries are part of the
suspension.
Game. Part of the game. Long ball forward, and Arsenal and Bukayo Saka with the ball right here. Finds his teammate. Still Arsenal with the ball. Ben White down the right. Straight finds Ethan Nwaneri in the 4th minute of additional time. And Arsenal do something spectacular this time, and PSG will try to attack, but Arsenal wins back possession. And can we say that Arsenal dominated the second half because PSG just wanted to run down the clock and take this win back home?
I don't think it's rather they just want to run down. I think it's the way Arsenal approach the second half, because looking at towards the ending of the first half, we only said PSG was better in the first half because they got the winning in the first half. They go in the first half, and the last.
No, apart from the win, they lost some chances in the first half.
Yeah, they lost some chances.
Look at that strong right hand.
But at the same time, Donnarumma also made about 2 saves also in the first half.
Yeah, but looking at the overall play in the first half, I think PSG was better.
That's what I'm trying to say. But they were not as potent as way they started the game in the first 20 minutes.
So corner kick to Arsenal. Declan Rice is about to take this one, and he takes it into the box. and the referee spotted an infringement against the goalkeeper. And with the way it looks like that will be the end of the game already in the last minute of additional time. Look at the fans under pressure, and he actually disturbed the goalkeeper right there, and is needless. So anytime from now, the referee will end proceedings. You know, the threat of PSG, we keep talking about it, and the referee has ended the game. PSG taking 1-0 win to Parc des Princes.
Yeah, the goal scored in the 4th minute was, enough for them to take the lead. I think both teams actually did more to get more goals. PSG also tried to double the lead, but Arsenal, also had a chance to, equalize. They actually put the ball at the back of the net, but offside. And I want to believe that if that ball had stood, probably the story would have been different. Yeah, because it could have changed everything.
But it was rightfully ruled out.
So for Arsenal, I say not a good one, but one goal, not that too big for you to come back from it. So they I think they know what to do now. And the return leg, they'll be having more balanced team than the one we have in this second leg, and this first leg. So they know what to do. Go to the Parc des Princes and go there and get a victory. It's 1-0. You can go there, get another victory, and hopefully the guy that got the goal for them, Dembele, we don't know what is happening. Though I'm not seeing him on the pitch.
He's injured. He got injured.
Yeah,
but he was injured. That's why I was.
The PSG will just be open. Is not that too serious because it's also a threat.
A
very key player for them, and I think he was the one that even got that goal that gave them an equalizing against Liverpool. It was very massive for them that day, but Arsenal just have to go there, get the win, then level it. If you can even win the match outrightly, which they can do. If you can go to the biggest stadium in the world, talking about Madrid, and get the victory, why not go to the Parc des Princes? I think for Arsenal just have to do get there and win.
Well, second leg is next week Wednesday. You can also join us right here for that encounter. It's going to be massive. It's going to be the decider of this semi-final fixture. Paulo, thank you for joining us today. My name is Afola Adeyemi. This is the piece of our offering today. You can join us tomorrow, same time, same YouTube channel right there. Good night. God bless you, and don't forget, you can only fail if you stop trying. Don't stop trying until your dreams become a reality that you can touch and feel. Good night.